Hi guys, and thanks for watching again. Today I will be taking a look at this small LED torch. I got it from eBay, of course, for a little more than $2. It's sold as a 8000 lumens LED torch. Now, I do not have the equipment to measure that amount of lumens, but I'm pretty sure that it is nowhere near 8000 lumens. But it's pretty bright. I bought this just to see what it is for these lousy $2, and I must say that I'm not disappointed. It is pretty nice and it operates on a single 18650 cell. I've inserted a fully charged 18650 cell, which I salvaged from a laptop battery. So let's see what it does. Here we go. This is in the when I just pressed it once. Let me turn off the main lights of my desk. There we go. And it is bright. There we go. But it is not super bright. It is, if you're wandering through some forest, you can lit every tree surrounding, but it is not mega bright. I can adjust the lens. I can just move it a little bit like this, which makes the beam point a little bit more, make it a bit more pointy. But the interesting thing about this is when I move it away from over here, now there we go, you can see the shape of the LED inside. I just thought that was nice to see, so let's get it back. Now when I press it off and press it again, on the camera you can probably see it flicker, because now it is operating at about 50%, I guess. So this saves a lot of energy. Now I'm going to press it once more, but I need to warn you, it is absolutely horrible. It is flickering, so if you have epilepsy or something, be sure to turn off the screen right now, because I'm to push it and then it starts stroboscoping like, yeah, like what? It's horrible. See, like this. Why would you want that on a flashlight, on a LED torch? There, turn it off. So let me turn on the lights again of my desk. There we go, and turn it off. Now, I like this torch, and when I leave it on in full power mode, the 100% lit mode, it gets pretty warm. It gets to 40 degrees Celsius, 44 degrees Celsius maximum. So it's you can hold it, but it's getting quite warm. And I don't know if the 18650 battery inside likes that temperature very much. So let's see. Here inside we can see the LED, which we just saw on my desk. Not quite in focus, but you get the idea. So now, and first of all, this is a real Skywolfeye, the TLY-6501. And the thing I really want to know about this device is, does it have a over discharge protection? Because I know for sure that the battery I've put in there does not have a over discharge protection. So this is the battery I got from an old laptop, and I've had soldered leads on there, so that's what you're seeing over there. But it's fully charged, and there we go. Plastic lens cap, plastic lens actually. Let me see if I can get it on camera. Let's see what happens when I hold it near the camera lens. Nothing much. Right. Let's see if this shoves right off like that. And this is just all there is, because this is just an empty aluminum tube. So let me get my screwdriver. Let me fit in the smallest bit I have, so see if I can get this out. Yeah, there we go. That's nice. So let's see. No, there's not an awful much on there, and by the look of it, certainly no over discharge or over of course it's not charging, no over discharge protection whatsoever. But there is some MOSFET or transistor-ish thing over there, and it's marked as 2859. Let me see if I can see the marking on there. And now I would really like the torch so I can have a little light. Do I have some other? Of course I do. The power bank I built. So let me see. There is a marking CX2859A on there. And that's probably all the only complicated component in this device. So yeah, let me look that. I'm gonna look that up, and I'll be back in a moment. So, there's nothing really much which I could find about this device. The only thing I found is that it is a specific LED driver. So my guess is that it is just designed to take anything from voltage in from about 5 to 3 volts and then convert it to the 3 volts or 3.2 volts the LED needs. Only stepping down, I guess. So yeah, and then of course it has these modes when it's powered off and powered on again. It selects the next mode. First 100% brightness, 50% brightness, and then stroboscoping. So that's all that thing does, and that's all there is. So my guess is that this device does not have a over discharge protection built in, but I'm not quite sure. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this one. If you have seen any of my previous videos, you might recognize it. It's the 9900 milliamp hour battery of light, and it is probably quite discharged right now. I've left it alone for months, and yeah, I'm going to put it in and leave it on and see what it does. See if it discharges so far that this thing gets damaged. So let me put it back together. First, put this back in. There we go. And oh, this needs to go in there, I believe. There we go. Lens and yeah, looks good. Now this one, hope it doesn't explode. So yeah, it works. So, gonna leave it like this, leave it on. Oh, dusty. And see what happens. I'll be back when this is nearly drawn empty. So, as you can see, it is currently discharging. At least it is lighting my desk. And like I said, it is getting pretty warm. 42.7 degrees or 108.9 degrees Fahrenheit. So, and to show you that this temperature thing works, I've pointed it somewhere else and it just points 21.4 degrees, and that is correct. So, pointed at this again, 42.5 degrees. So it's getting pretty warm. So yeah, and even at the back side of this thing, of course I pointed it at the hottest point where the LED is, but even at the back it gets pretty warm. So yeah, I'm not quite sure if that is very good for the battery. But still waiting for it to discharge below the save point to discharge this battery. Be back in a moment. Now, as you can see, it is not as bright anymore. And let me turn it. This is the 50% mode brightness, and this is the flickery mode, and this is the full brightness mode again. And I believe a 5mm LED is brighter than this. So yeah, my guess is that this thing is charging it down until the battery just dies. So let's double check. Let's put it in the 20 volt. Put in a little light, better visible on the camera, I believe. And let's see. Let's get the wordless battery out and let's see. What was that? Three 07 volts. So yeah, that is a little bit too low. I would not discharge it that low, but this thing does, and I believe when I put it in there and leave it discharging, it just discharges it until it is completely dead, which damages this cell. And in this case, it doesn't really matter because this one was garbage anyway. But so yeah, when you're buying this or using this, just keep in mind that this thing does not protect your batteries very well, not at all. Keep in mind that when the light gets a little dimmer, replace the battery before it gets damaged. But overall, this is a very nice light, very nice torch, nice to have, and for these $2 lousy, it is actually pretty good. So thanks for watching.